Next up in the workshop, we're going to get a little cursed. Hey guys, welcome back to the studio where we are going to hopefully complete Redhead, right there she is, from The Few and the Cursed board game by Rock Mansion Games. So, now we're going to start working on why she's in fact called Redhead. She has to have some beautifully awesome red hair. And like I was saying last time, the shade that I'm going to go for, or at least the shade that I decided to pick out, was a shade that was called Sinister Red. I just thought that was super cool sounding, so I'm like, that's going to be the color of her hair. So what we're going to do is we're going to give her a base coat of corn red. And since she's a comic book character and a game piece, she can have red hair, whereas most natural redheads are more of I think they're more of an orangey red. So again, we're going to take the medium layer brush and we're going to work the corn red into all the nooks and crannies and crevices. We're probably going to grab the small layer brush so we can get into the tiny places. Make sure that we have all the nice red where we need it to be. Not a lot of other places where we don't want it to be. But if we do, we can just go back, tidy things up with the other colors that accidentally got messed up. Alright, so we've done kind of like the big patch of red. So now we're going to go and change over to our small layer brush. So we can get into those sort of hard to reach areas where we don't want to mess up a whole lot. Again, if we mess up, that's okay. We can just go back and tidy it. That's kind of what we're trying to avoid, though. We're trying to avoid the extra work of tidying, cleaning, fixing. And just take a few extra seconds and maybe a smaller detail brush and work your way through it. We've got a little bit on her skin, but that's okay. We'll fix it up. There we are. Now we have a true and honest redhead. Of course, we're not going to stop there. We're going to take it to the next level. We're going to actually shade down the hair with Rayclin Flesh Shade. Make sure that we get it done to all those deep crevices. Again, we're going to take the medium layer brush. I'm going to work it into the hair. Oh. We are. So while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to pick out the some more details, and we're going to probably work on the skin just a little bit. I'm not going to do much with the skin. I kind of like it where it's sitting. But I'm going to add just a little bit of extra highlight to it. So we're going to take our Acadian Flesh Tone, put a little bit on the palette. We're not going to need much because these are just small little highlights. And then we're going to actually water it down. So I want it fairly thin so I can build it up. Of course, this is while we're waiting for the hair to dry. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to use one of my army painter brushes. I'm going to use the Insane Detail. Going to put on my fancy make it look bigger thing, because I also want to make kind of look like a poker dealer, but this is my I want to look as silly as I can for you guys on camera, and personally I think this kind of does it. Just a little bit on the tip. And what we're going to do, we are going to brush it on nice and gentle. A few key places to highlight. Right, bridge of the nose, right over top. A little bit on the cheek. Not a lot. Just see, that was a lot. Bit of a pat. Help blend it in. On the jawbone. On the cheeks. There we go. I know it's really going to be really hard for you guys to see on the camera exactly what it is that I'm doing. But believe you me, there's a little bit of highlighting going on. The eyes themselves are a little hard to make out, so I'm not going to worry about trying to get the eyes. I am, however, going to take the smallest amount of what I call, well, I guess it's called. Yeah, look at that, I can see you guys. Sort of Screamer Pink. Just a small, tiny amount. And we're going to put it on the lower lip. There we go. Makes it look like she's got a little bit of lipstick on, or has naturally red lips, or something. Yeah. All right, and now we're going to go back and work on that hair. We'll put away the insane detail brush. Go back to my small layer brush. Get some of that corn red that's still on my palette. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the strands. Not all of them, mind you, just some of them. Back into that kind of red. So you can see there's the flesh shade. Kind of helps bring out the helps bring out your highlights and your lowlights by settling into the deeper recesses. There we go. And we are done. Well, we're done with the Screamer Pink. We're done with Corn Red. We're going to move on to the next highlight. The next highlight is going to be our beautiful Evil Sun Scarlet. And what's going to happen here is we're going to kind of do the same thing, but we're going to do less strands and thinner lines. And we're also going to just hit key parts. Of course, we're going to want to try and keep our tip on our brush as fine as possible. We don't have to really worry about highlighting underneath the hat because, well, you know, the hair is covered. There we are. And then finally, we are gonna do a kind of an orange-ish highlight. They still call it a red. It's called Wild Ryder Red. It's kind of an orange color to me. Those are going to be the final, thinnest, and smallest highlights that there are. You want those to be literally just at the sharpest points. A little bit at the ends of the hair, a little bit on the highest. We don't want too much. There we go. And just for funsies, doesn't really need it. Looks good just the way it is. Cleaning up as a go. Make sure that you always try and put your paints back when you can. Cleaning up so much easier. You don't have to fight with everything and have a whole load of stuff. And then it also leads you to finding the colors that you actually want. So I'm going to take Eshin Gray, just a little dollop. And we're going to pick out just a few of the highlights on the pants. Those are basically the last things that we haven't actually worked on. We're just going to do little, basically we're going to hit where the folds are. That's about it. You don't need much. And that's really going to be it for this cowgirl. There we go. There we are. And as you can kind of, again, I'll do my best to try and get her in focus. Get her. Oh, there she is. You know, camera focuses and then it decides, I don't really want to focus. There she is. I mean, one of the last things that we can do, which I was not thoughtful of, glad I gave her a once over before we were done for the day. I didn't do her hands. Again, we're going to very lightly. Pick out parts of the hand. There we go. There we are. All right. And there she is. Now that we actually have the hands kind of done up, you can kind of see she's ready to hit the board and do her thing. Well, some days it really likes my... Yep, Redhead. From The Few and Cursed by Rock Mansion Games. Look for it in your local store or order it online. Anyway, have fun with it. In the meantime, again, stay safe, be safe, do what your local health authorities ask you to do. Keep wearing that mask, keep getting vaccinated. We're almost back to normal. So again, until then, stay safe, and we'll see you in the workshop.